Hello friends, you are watching ISC Mathematics, and in this video we will learn the properties of determinants. Before we start, I would like to remind you that please like and subscribe my channel ISC Mathematics. Okay, now let us see the properties of determinants. Property number 1. Okay, let A is equals to Aij be a square matrix of order n. Okay, then the product of each element, then the sum of the product of, then the sum of the product of each element of any row or column, sum of the product of each element of any row or column with their corresponding cofactors is equal to determinant of A. Yes or no? For example, if we have a matrix of order A11, A12, A13, A21, A22, A23, A31, A32 and A33. Okay, let us consider a matrix of order n and we take the elements of first row. Okay, let the cofactors of the elements be denoted by Cij. Then if we take the product of the each element with their corresponding cofactors, okay, then A11 into C11 plus A12 into C12 plus A13 into C13 is equals to determinant of A. Clear? Similarly, you can multiply each element of second row with their corresponding cofactor and add, then only you will get, and then also you will get determinant of A. Or if you take the column wise, first column or second column or third column, you take any one column and multiply each element with corresponding cofactors and add, then again you will get the determinant of A as the answer. Clear? So this is the property number 1. Okay, now let us see the next property. Okay, this property we are using in the expansion, if you remember. While we expand a matrix of order 3, we are using the same property for the expansion purpose. Yes or no? Clear? Now let us see the second property, property number 2. Okay, the initial statement will be same. Let A is equals to Aij be a square matrix of order n, then the sum of the product of each element of any row or column with the corresponding elements, corresponding cofactors of some other row or column. Yes or no? With the corresponding cofactors of some other row or column, then okay, then the sum of the product, okay, Then the sum of the product of each element of any row or column with the corresponding cofactors of some other row or column is always 0. Yes or no? Such a product will always be 0. It means what? Let us consider the same matrix. Okay, A of order 3. Now let us consider the first row once again. Now we have three elements A11, A12 and 13. If we multiply this element with the corresponding cofactors of the corresponding element of some other elements, yes or no? If we multiply, for example, suppose A11 is multiplied with the cofactor of A21, means second row we are taking for cofactors. So if you multiply like this, A11 into C21 plus A12 into C22 plus A13 into C23, that will be equal to 0. Clear? Yes or no? So whether you multiply elements of first row with the cofactors of second row or third row and add them, then the answer will always be 0. The same thing will happen if you take the any one column, elements of any one column and multiply them with the cofactors of some other column. Second, suppose if we are taking first column elements and you are multiplying corresponding elements with the cofactors of some other column, second or third, and then if you add, then such a sum will always be 0. Clear? So this is the second property. You must remember this. Okay, now property number 3. The determinant remains unchanged if all the rows and columns are interchanged. All the rows and columns are interchanged. Okay, this is the third property. Let us try to understand this with the help of one example. Okay, here we will take one example only. Suppose we have a matrix 2, 3, we have a matrix, or let us take the determinant directly. Determinant A 2, 3, 5, 5, 1, 7, 1, 2, 3. Okay, now if we change all the rows into columns, okay, if we change all the rows into columns, so we will get another determinant. So 2, 3, 5, then 5, 1, 7 and 1, 2, 3. Okay, so values of both these determinants will remain the same. Okay, this fact you can check with the by expanding and finding the value. So let us quickly find out. Okay, by expanding along the first row, so 2 into 3 1s are 3 minus 7 2s are 14 minus 3 into 5 3s are 15 minus 7 plus 5, 5 2s are 10 minus 1, 2 into minus 11 minus 3 into 8 plus 5 into 9, so minus 22 minus 24 plus 45, so minus 46 plus 45 is equal to minus 1. Now if you expand determinant B along the first row, then 2 into 3 1s are 3 minus 7 2s are 14 plus minus 5 into 3 3s are 9 minus 5 2s are 10 plus 1 into 7 3s are 21 minus 5 16 is equals to minus 22 plus 5 plus 16. So 16 plus 5, 21 minus 22 minus 1. So notice that in both the cases we are getting the same answer. It means if you change all the rows into columns, then the determinant thus obtained remains unchanged. That is, determinant A is equal to determinant B. Clear? So this is the property number 3. Now let us check the property, fourth property. Okay, the third property also means that the determinant of a matrix A and its transpose remains the same. That is, third property you can remember like this: determinant of A is equal to determinant of A transpose. Okay, so this way also you should remember. You make a note of this. This is the statement for the third property. Okay, determinant of matrix A is equal to determinant of matrix A transpose. Okay, now the fourth result. Okay, if we interchange any two rows or columns of a determinant, then the value of determinant changes by minus sign only. So if we interchange any two rows or columns of a determinant, then its value changes by a minus sign only. Let us take one example for this. Okay, if we have taken determinant A 5, 3, 2, 1, 4, 2 and 0, 2, 1. Okay, this is a determinant A. Now let us find out the other determinant by interchanging the first and second and the third column. Yes or no? We are changing the second and the third column. So B is equals to 5, 1, 0. Okay, 2, 2, 1, 3, 4, 2. This is another determinant obtained by interchanging the second and the third column. Now the difference between the values of determinant A and determinant B will differ by minus sign only. For example, if the answer of determinant A is 5, then the answer of determinant B will be minus 5 only. Let us check. Let us expand around the first column because we have 1 0 in the column. Okay, so 5 into 4 ones are 4 minus 4 plus 1 into 3 ones are 3 minus 4 plus 0 into 0 into 3 twos are 6 minus 4 twos are 8. Okay, so 5 into 0 plus 1 into minus 1 plus 0, which is equal to minus 1 only, because these two terms are 0, so only the middle term is minus 1. Okay, now let us find out the answer of B must be 1. Yes or no? Then only this property is satisfied. Let us check. Let us expand this along the first column only. So 5 into 4 minus 4 minus 1. Here minus sign will come. Okay, this was a mistake. So let us change this to minus sign. So minus minus plus 1. Okay, or simply we will write down 1. Here, okay, again minus 1 into 2 to the 4 minus 3 plus 0 into 4 to the 8 minus 3 to the 6. Okay, so first term 5 into 0 minus 1 into 1 plus 0 is equals to minus 1. So notice that the value of determinant A is 1 while the value of determinant B is minus 1. Clear? So the values have changed by minus sign only. So this is property number 4. Now let us check the next property, property number 5. Okay, property number 5 states that if any two rows or columns of a determinant are identical, then the value of determinant is 0. If any two rows or columns of a determinant are identical, then the value of the determinant is 0. Okay, for example, suppose we have determinant A having values 1, 3, 2, 0, 4, 5 and 2, 1 and 2. Clear? Okay, here we have to take any two rows or columns to be identical. So let me take the second and third column to be identical. Clear? Now let us find out the value. Notice that second and third columns are identical. Yes or no? 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1 identical. Okay, now let us expand and find what answer comes. Okay, we will expand along first column. Expanding along first column. Okay, so we have 1 multiplied by 4 ones are 4 minus 4 minus 0 multiplied by 3 ones are 3 minus 3 plus 2 multiplied by 3 fours are 12 minus 12. So you will notice that 1 into 0 minus 0 plus 2 into 0. So all the terms are 0. So final answer is 0. Okay, hence the property is satisfied. So remember that if any two rows or columns in a given determinant are identical, then the value of determinant will always be 0. Clear? So this was property number 5. Now let us see the next property, property number 6. Okay, property number 6 states that if each element of any one row or column is multiplied by a scalar, non-zero scalar quantity k, then the determinant thus obtained is k times the original determinant. Clear? So if each element of any one row or column is multiplied by k, what is k? Non-zero scalar quantity, yes or no? Then the value of the determinant thus obtained is k times the value of the original determinant Yes or no? This is property number 6. Okay, let us try to understand with the help of one example. Here I will take a 2 by 2 matrix. Let us 2 by 2 determinant. Let us take a determinant A is equals to y2 1 3. Okay, now we will multiply the each element of first row by 3. Multiplying each element of first row by 3, we get the another determinant. Okay, 3 5s are 15, 3 2s are 6, 1 and 3. Now since the determinant A is multiplied by 3, so the new determinant obtained, that is determinant B, will be 3 times the value of the original determinant. Let us first find out the value of determinant A. So 5 3s are 15 minus 2 is equals to 13. So this answer will be 13 3s are 39. Okay, let us calculate B. 15 3s are 45 minus 6, which is equal to 39, which is equal to 3 into 13. Yes or no? Clear? So if we multiply each element of any one row or column by some non-zero scalar quantity k, then the new determinant thus obtained will be k times the original determinant. This is property number 6. Now we will see property number 7. Okay, what is property number 7? If each element of any one row or column can be expressed as a sum of two or more elements, then the determinant can be expressed as a sum of two or more determinants. If each element of any one row or column of a determinant can be expressed as a sum of two or more determinants, then that determinant can be expressed as a sum of two or more determinants. Then can be, if each element of any one row or column of a determinant can be expressed as sum of two or more elements. Here over here we will write elements or two or more terms. Yes or no? Two or more terms or elements you write down, no problem. Let me write down terms only. Okay. Then the determinant can be expressed as a sum of two or more determinants. Okay, this fact can be understood like this. Suppose we have a determinant A written as A1 alpha, A1 plus alpha B1 plus alpha and C1 plus alpha, and then A2 B2 C2, A3 B3 C3. Here not necessary that we put alpha only, here we can put any element beta and gamma. Okay, now since the first, each element of the first row is expressed as a sum of two elements, okay, or two terms, then we can split this determinant into two determinants like this. The first one will be A1 B1 C1, A2 B2 C2, A3 B3 C3, and the second one will be alpha beta gamma, A2 B2 C2 and A3 B3 C3. Clear? In place of first row, even if the first column is expressed as a sum of two elements, then you can split the determinant as a sum of two determinants. So it can happen with any row or column. Yes or no? Not necessary that the first row or the first column only. Even if the second row is expressed as each element of the second row is expressed as a sum of two or more elements, then the determinant can be expressed as a sum of two or more determinants. Clear? So this is property number 7. Now let us see property number 8. Property number 8. Okay, what is property number 8? If each element of any one row or a column of determinant is multiplied with some non-zero constant k, and then those elements are added to the corresponding elements of some other row or column, then the value of the determinant remains unchanged. Okay, so if each element of any one row or column is multiplied by a non-zero constant k and added to corresponding elements of some other row or column, then the value of the determinant, then the value of the determinant remains unchanged. Clear? This is the property number 8. Okay, let us try to understand this with the help of one example. Suppose we are given determinant A 5 1 2 0 2 3 and 1 2 3. Clear? Okay, so this is determinant A. Now let us multiply each element of third row by 2, and then we will add this to the corresponding elements of the first row. Now this operation will be written in this way. Since we are going to add on the first row, so we will write down on R1 plus 2 into R3. It is very important to understand this statement. Okay, the operation is carried on row 1, first row. What is the operation? in R1 we are adding R3 multiplied by 2, means each element will be multiplied by 2 and added to the first row. Okay, so it means where you will make changes, you will make changes in the first row R1 only. Okay, R2 and R3 will remain same. Clear? So another matrix obtained by multiplying will be B is equal to, okay, 5 plus 2 into 1. So 5 into 2 ones are 2, 1 into 3 twos are 6, and 2 into 2 twos are 4. See, first we'll multiply 1 by 2, so 2 ones are 2, 5 plus 2, and multiply this 3 by 2, so 3 twos are 6, so 1 plus 6, and then the third element 2 by 2, so 2 twos are 4, so here 2 plus 4. It is plus, not multiplication. We have added, multiplied and added, and second and the third rows will be as it is. Clear? So B will be like this: 7 7 6 0 2 3 1 3 2. Now we will notice that the values of both the determinants will be same. Let us check. Let us expand this along the first column. So we have 5 into 2 twos are 4 minus 3 threes are 9. Okay, this 0 1 we will not write. I will directly write the third element plus 1 into 1 threes are 3 minus 2 twos are 4, which is equal to 5 into minus 5 plus 1 into minus 1, which is equal to minus 25 minus 1 is equal to minus 26. Now similarly the value of B also must be minus 26 only. Let us expand along first column and check. So 7 into 2 twos are 4 minus 9. Okay, 0 1 I will not write. Okay, this second element is 0, so directly third element 1 into 7 threes are 21 minus 6 twos are 12. So 7 into minus 5 plus 1 into 9, so minus 35 plus 9, so minus 26. Okay, so in both the cases we are getting the same answer, which is minus 26. So I hope you have understood this property is very important, because in the majority or most of the 99% questions which we are going to solve using the properties, okay, this property we will use once. Okay, this property is going to be used once in each and every sum, at least in 99% questions. Yes or no? Clear? So this is very important to understand. So if we multiply each element of any one row or column, here I have multiplied elements of third row and added to first. You can multiply elements of second row and then add to first or third. Anyway, okay, as per the requirement, we can multiply each element of any one row or column, and we can add to the corresponding elements of some other row or column. Clear? Then in both the cases the answer will remain same. Clear? So this was property number 8. Now let us check the next property, that is property number 9. property number 9 states that if each element of any one row or column is 0, then the value of the determinant is 0. So if each element of any one row or column is 0, then the determinant is 0, or the value of the determinant is 0. For example, 530290120. Okay, the value of this determinant is always 0, because if you expand along the third column, then 0 into cofactor plus 0 into cofactor plus 0 into corresponding cofactor, so 0 0 0 0 plus 0 plus 0 will be equal to 0 only. Okay, so this is also an important properties. You have to remember each and every property, okay, because in all the questions all the properties are used, okay. So please try to remember. This is property number 9. Now we will learn property number 10. Let me write down over here property number 10. If A is equals to Aij is a matrix is a diagonal matrix, not only matrix but we will write is a diagonal matrix, then determinant of A is equals to A11 into A22 into A33 and so on into A and N. For example, if we take matrix A, determinant directly I am taking 5003, then the answer will be directly we will multiply the diagonal elements. 5 3s are 15. We have to directly multiply the diagonal elements, whether it is the matrix a determinant is of order 2 or order 3. Okay, just multiply the diagonal elements. Okay, if the given determinant or given matrix is a diagonal matrix, okay, then the value of its determinant is the product of the diagonal elements. So this is property number 6. Now property number 11, this is property number 10. Now property number 11 we will see. Okay, if A and B are two matrices of same order, then determinant of product AB will be equal to determinant of A into determinant of B. Clear? This is property number 11. And then we have property number 12. Okay, if A is equals to Aij is a square matrix of order n is greater than or equal to 2. Yes or no? If A is equals to Aij is a square matrix of order n where n is greater than or equal to, so minimum order must be 2. Okay, so 2 by 2 or 3 by 2 or 3 or a matrix of order higher than 3. Clear? So, and Cij is the cofactor of Aij in matrix A, capital C is equal to Cij is a matrix obtained or is a matrix of cofactors of a matrix of cofactors of elements of A, then determinant of C is equal to determinant of A raised to n minus 1. Clear? So this property is also an important property in the objective type questions. Many times this property is used. Okay, what is exactly this property? Suppose we have a matrix A, and we can have its determinant, yes or no. Now if you obtain a matrix by replacing each element of matrix A by its cofactor, yes or no, then the determinant of such matrix C will be equal to determinant of A raised to n minus 1. So suppose if n A is a matrix of order 3, then determinant of matrix having cofactors of A will be equal to determinant of A raised to 3 minus 1, that is A raised to 2. Clear? Let us see one example for this property. Let me take a 2 by 2 matrix. Okay. Example. Let us take a 2 by 2 matrix 3, 2, 1, 5. Clear? And let us find out the C, the matrix of cofactors. Okay, cofactor of 3. The sign convention will be plus minus minus plus only, yes or no. So cofactor of 3 will be obtained by deleting first row and first column, so 5. Okay, then cofactor of 2 will be minus 1, we have to change the sign. Clear? Similarly, cofactor of 1 will be minus 2 and cofactor of 5 will be 3. 1, 2, 2, 1. Clear? So this is the matrix in which each element is replaced by its cofactor. Now let us find out the determinant. Determinant of A will be equal to 3, 2, 1, 5 will be equal to 5 3 is 15 minus 2 will be equal to 13. Okay, and similarly determinant of C, if we find 5 minus 1 minus 2 and 3. Okay, what must be the answer? We know that we have determinant of C is equal to determinant of A raised to 2 minus 1, that is determinant of A. So in this case determinant of C will be equal to determinant of A only. That means the answer must be 13 only. Okay, 5 3 is 15 minus 2 is equal to 30. Clear? Yes or no? Similarly, if determinant of matrix A is equal to determinant of matrix A of order 3, yes or no? Order 3 is equal to 5, then the determinant of C, that is cofactors, yes or no? Determinant of cofactors will be equal to 5 raised to 3 minus 2. So 3 minus 1, 5 raised to 2, that will be equal to 25. Clear? So in objective type of questions you may be asked this kind of questions. So I hope you have understood all the 12 properties very well. Yes or no? For any difficulty in any of the properties you can ask me. I will once again explain you. Clear? In the next video we will start the exercise depending upon the properties as well as the expansion of the determinants which we have learned in the previous video. Thank you very much.